Meringue is really something I think everyone should know how to make. Really versatile and perfect in summer with fresh summer strawberries. So a couple of tips. I'm going to be making a roulade today, which is a sheet of meringue that you fill with all sorts of gorgeous goodies and then roll it. Quick and easy to make, and has never failed me. So what we're going to start off with is simply 5 egg whites and 250 grams of caster sugar. You need to make sure that you don't get any yolk in the egg whites, otherwise they aren't going to whisk up, and that your caster sugar isn't contaminated with anything. So say, for instance, don't use caster sugar that's had vanilla pods in it. Another little tip is to clean out your bowl with a little bit of white wine vinegar. So what that does, it makes sure that there's no dishwashing liquid adhering to it or any sort of fatty substance, because this could ruin your meringue. So pop it into your mixer. This works equally well with a little handheld mixer, so don't feel intimidated by this enormous mixer. And you're going to whisk up to the egg white until it stiff peaks. That means that when you lift the mixer out, the little peaks will stay there. Okay, my meringue now has stiff peaks, and you can see that when I lift my mixer out, you can see it staying there, and we have a little peak there. So now is when you need a bit of patience. We're going to snow in the caster sugar, meaning gradually pour it in while the meringue mixture is whisking up. What we're trying to do is get the caster sugar to dissolve in the egg white. If you don't ensure this, what happens is the sugar will come out of the meringue and you get this sticky sugar syrup, and it will just get stuck to everything and you won't be able to get it off your tray. Definitely not done yet, but what I'm doing here is just scraping down the sides. There's loads of caster sugar flies up the sides, and you forget about that. Now this is going to take quite a while to dissolve, and the way you check it is very simple. Take a bit of the meringue mixture and pinch it between your fingers. If you get a sandy feeling, it means the caster sugar is still there, it hasn't dissolved. So just be a bit patient. The machine's doing the work anyway. Let us check the meringue. So mixing for a few minutes now. That's perfect, so I can't feel any little grains. So now just some top tips on how to make sure your meringue roulade rolls successfully. So get yourself a baking tray like this, sort of Swiss roll tin size. Take your spatula and use a little dollop of meringue, like wallpaper paste, like glue, and just plop it in the corners of your tin. There's no set rules on how much to do, just a little bit in each corner. You'll see my logic behind this now. You want a nice large sheet of parchment paper or greaseproof paper, large enough so that it overhangs the tray. You want to lift it out to the end, squash it down. Now you can see why I use a bit of meringue mixture underneath. That's going to sit in there really well. And just a little tip to make sure that the meringue itself is going to come off the paper. Take a little bit of sunflower oil, which is a flavorless oil, and brush a tiny bit across the paper. This makes it non-stick. So all these little tips will make sure that you have the perfect meringue. You don't need to flop at the last minute. Okay. So don't waste any of it. Get that all in there. So meringue mixture should be very bright white, shiny, glassy, fluffy. Look at that. I can almost taste it already. So what we're going to end up with is meringue that's crispy on the top and softer underneath. It's not going to be as marshmallowy as a pavlova, because that has vinegar in it and corn flour to give it the texture that we all know and love. But this takes 25 minutes to bake and looks really impressive. So part of the appeal, I think, of a meringue is you've got all these troughs and peaks and sort of hilly effect to it. So just make sure it comes to the edge of the tray, because that's going to affect how many slices you get out. You don't want to mess with that, but it shouldn't be too smooth. Sort of figures of 8. Get it all in. So if you want to be absolutely sure that there are a few little troughs and hilly bits, you can just do that. So this is going to go into the oven, 150 degrees for 25 minutes. Don't be tempted to overbake it, because it's not going to be soft enough underneath then to roll. So get all that mixture off there. Great. And then we go. So 25 minutes later, our meringue is ready to come out the oven. So lovely and crunchy on the top, squishy underneath. So you should let this cool down for about half an hour before you fill it. I'm going to use Glenisk organic Greek yogurt instead of whipped cream. We've got our rhubarb and strawberry compote we made earlier. It's a video clip for that. And some extra strawberries just for good luck. So just lift it off the tray. Be quick about it. Don't hang around. Get your tray out of the way. So now this is the fun part. People get a little bit nervous. This is going to be the outside of the meringue. So we somehow need to get this off this piece of parchment paper and roll it. So a few things to get ready. Get yourself a nice long presentation plate. Always roll your meringue lengthways, not the short distance. You'll get 6 slices that way. This way you'll get at least 12 slices if you're skimpy about it. Another sheet of parchment paper. Okay. So now's the time. Don't hesitate. Just go for it. And away you go. Your parchment paper should peel away cleanly. Just remember, we oiled it with a little bit of sunflower oil. If it doesn't peel away, there's a wonderful gadget called a palette knife, and you can gradually just smooth it off. So Greek yogurt as our base, and our wonderful compote. So a couple of tips. It's going to roll in this way. So I want to make a tiny indentation a couple of inches in. Don't go right the way through. This is just to start off the process. So gorgeous Glenisk Greek yogurt all over. This is going to juxtapose beautifully with the sweetness of the strawberries and the tartness of the rhubarb. Your lovely summer fruit. Don't fill it too much because it is going to squelch out the other side. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Now, if I was very fussy, I'd trim off the edges to make it perfectly neat, but I think that's a waste. Might as well use it. We've gone to the bother of making it. So this is our strawberry, rhubarb, and ginger compote. So those lovely pink juices that are going to mix with the Glenisk organic yogurt. Just put a fairly thin layer of fruit on the inside of the roulade, otherwise it's not going to roll for you. Make sure you get a few sunny Wexford strawberries in there. Gorgeous Irish strawberries, lovely and sweet and soft, no hard bits. So now the fun begins. We have our platter ready. Okay, now I'm right-handed, so I'm going to pick up the parchment paper with my left hand, give it a little tap to help it roll over, and this is where you just have to go for it. And onto our platter. Voila. Now don't be alarmed if the roulade breaks apart or anything goes awry, because it's just welded together with more Greek yogurt and more berries. So tidy it up a little bit. That's perfect. And as I said, the hillier it looks, the rockier it looks, the more authentic it is. So a little dollop of Glenisk organic Greek yogurt over the top. Some of the lovely pink juice from the strawberries and rhubarb. And I've got some extra strawberries for the top. Now I've selected some of the small little strawberries and I've left the green leaves on, so I think that looks really cute. You can't have enough strawberries. You can put a little bit of icing sugar dusted over the top if you'd like, but I think these are probably sweet enough. So just dot them around and maybe put someone in charge of the buffet table so that you do get enough slices out of it. A taste of summer on a plate. Meringue roulade with strawberries and rhubarb.